All right. Hello, everyone. And we are
Good
live.
morning.
Yeah, good
Good
morning.
morning.
Good morning for
Good
me.
morning.
Good
Good,
morning,
oh,
good
good afternoon.
afternoon, good evening, and good night to all of those who may be tuning in
Japanese
at this time.
Australian audience.
That's right, that's right. For that really late night audience. Thank you so much for joining us. And listen, I mean today we're going to be talking about Compound Interest, the strategy simulation game coming out this year. The game takes references from games like Mountain Blade, from RimWorld, even a little bit of the kind of magical realism from games like Disco Elysium. In case you're interested in understanding about how the game works, we've got a YouTube video out about our systems, which we'll talk a little bit about today, actually, about the economic system as well. And we've got many, or yeah, I would say many different episodes of our stream highlights where we review the kind of changes that have been happening over the course of the past. Gosh, we've been working on this for now. It's been like 7 months, right, Evram?
Oh yeah.
It's awesome.
Oh yeah.
I'm Marshall. I'm writing and producing, and this is Evram.
I'm programming big time.
He is programming big time. I gotta tell you, buddy, you've done some really incredible work, especially recently. So I think let's really quickly talk about like what are we gonna do today, and especially for those of you who have been following along, like what's the update? What's the big thing to talk about? Well, we already talked about the fact that we have a brand new demo out. You can see it behind me here. Actually, we've got footage from the newest demo here, and we talked a little bit about how some of the systems work. Some of the changes that we've made in our last stream. We fielded some great questions from our audience about how the game will play as a story. And in fact, I'll have the stream highlights for that out, I think, on Monday, where we talk a little bit about what the game actually looks like that way. Now, today, what we're going to be talking about, we're going to take it super seriously, and we're going to play the game together. And we haven't really done that before, have we? I mean, not like to take it super seriously, you know?
Yeah, we like what happens is usually the focus has been some other random topic and you play it in the
Mm-hmm.
background and then we're ad-libbing it and I might be like, oh, what the hell happened? But now we're gonna
Yeah.
be now we're serious.
Yeah, that's right. To actually like look at how we play the game, to actually think about it, because I think that for our audience, they see the game, they see the updates that we're making, right? They're interested in it, but maybe haven't tried to play it for themselves, or if they have, they haven't seen kind of the intention or the vision from us, right? And I think that's something that we keep coming back to is intention, right? Vision when it comes to creating art. Uh, what is the intention? What do I want the player to feel like? And it'll be a little bit like vulnerable, I think, for us to really look at this and say to ourselves, is this working? Is this not? Right? A little bit of live QA as well. But the primary focus being like, Evram, you and I talk all the time about what's it called, the high level, the high level compound interest play, right? So how about we try to show that off a little bit?
Yeah. You make it sound like it's actually gonna be quite challenging, but I'm pretty confident that it's pretty good right now.
I've just got I've got a couple shorts out where I say like, oh yeah, I'm working on this game. I make this work, and then all of a sudden it just hard cuts to me getting my butt. It's just my ass handed to me. All right, let me double check everything is all set. Yeah, yeah, you're that's it. I've done this too many times now. All right, cool. All right, so I'm gonna switch over to the game now. Boom, here we are.
Nice.
All right, so we're going to do the. Oh, wait, let me make sure that the skip intro is off. No, don't skip intro. Although it doesn't. Yeah, that's right. As long as you select the one crew start or the tutorial start, you'll still get the intro, won't you? Oh, okay.
Should we make the intro skippable?
Didn't we?
No.
I get. Oh, I guess you mean
Oh, it's
like.
skippable, but the slides that show up.
Oh, I see. I see. I see. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. Isn't that what the skip
Yeah.
intro button does? I'm actually not sure.
No, no,
That
that
skips
doesn't do
the.
that. We'll talk about it later.
Dude, I don't
Mm.
even know what skip intro does. All right,
Skip intro
so
has meant like 5 things since we started developing, so
that
it's
actually makes a lot of
understandable
sense.
why each time I'm changing, like, what does skip intro do? I need it there to do
Yeah,
something, but
yeah.
it's just,
You know it needs to skip something, but what exactly
yeah,
is the intro?
we'll find out.
Nouns don't mean anything. Verbs,
Uh,
that at least has some kind of meaning.
yeah,
I'm gonna skip the
but
I'm gonna skip the tutorial. We do want to play through
oh
the
yeah, okay.
yeah. I think that only because what I'm interested in is getting to the like engagements, the higher level interactions
Yeah,
quicker, and especially considering we might not have a lot of time to do so. Okay, so for people who don't know, what's happening at the moment is that we've got a storyline that this background has been hooked into. So we're playing as a group called the Indies. When we come back home, we find a note on the door. And this is leading us down a certain kind of a series of events, which might be good, might be bad, right? Let's take a look. Yeah. It's also part of the tutorial, as in it kind of softly guides you towards other interactions that you need to have. Okay, so I think it's pretty obvious that this is a part of the, like, when we're talking about high level play, if we're playing the Indies, this storyline is pretty important, right, Evrim?
yeah. This is the first time that the players are going to be interacting with the game, because again, we want to do sequential backgrounds. But this is the one where they're going to first get acquainted with New Sterling itself.
Yeah,
They're going to
that's
start
true.
understanding the power dynamics. They're going to start understanding what the background to the noise is. We're tying some. We're not really tying things together. We're just letting the strings loose, first and foremost.
Yeah, and from a
Yeah.
gameplay perspective, this person who is working with us, they just give us stuff. So right here, we just got $30, 2 medicine, 3 electronics. This is pretty expensive, considering
It's quite a lot of stuff.
the street value there is pretty high. But it makes things really straightforward for the new player, and if you're talking about that higher level play, this is a huge benefit. You really want to make sure that you're following along with this quest line to get these things.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Look if anything's going on. All right, so I'm really curious. Like, looking at this moment, right? We've got 2 people in our team. We got $30 in our inventory. Let's talk back and forth. Like, what would you do? What would be your first move? At this moment.
Oh. Yeah, I can fight those guys, I guess.
Okay. Okay. That's
Do
possible.
we
It's
want to fight
possible.
them? There's the cops and there's the randos.
That's
Or
the
the
problem.
randos. Do you know who the randos are?
Um,
What's CW?
CW, the Carnaby
Yeah.
Wharf's Police.
Oh, how do you know that?
How do I know that?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Why are the CW police in Brickway? What are they doing there?
That is that is a
What's
very
the
good question.
problem?
All right, wait. We said we were gonna do the QA. Let's do some. Are you writing this down?
Yeah,
I'll
this is
write this
some-
down. I'll write this down.
Oh
Um.
no, it's breaking down. The simulation's breaking down.
Wait, what did you say? Simulation?
I
Never mind.
Oh wow, sorry.
Uh-oh. Let's. But let's.
It's a game.
You're so
What
right.
did the cops? Can you look at the cops again?
Yeah.
They got a baton.
But
They
wait,
they also
Evrim.
seem to be wearing like a vest or something like that.
Oh yeah, that's true.
No,
Should we talk about
it
that?
could be. Yeah, maybe. We added armor to the game. That's one thing that we wanted to do so as
It's
to
true.
be able to control, I think, like another axis of fighting. We
Mm-hmm.
have this accessory slot right now, and
Yeah.
the only thing that can go in there is our armor at this point, but we want to do other things with it.
Mm-hmm.
We want to do other kinds of accessories that you can do to either signal allegiance or disguises, or make it so that you can get certain traits or capabilities that you wouldn't be able to have without an accessory. And
Yeah, that's true.
something that we're thinking of developing, but there's one of those things where you have to first try out what the most basic form looks like, and they can develop it a bit further from there on. Here, I don't know. I think we could hit the randos to not be like completely oblivious to what's going on in the game. How many of them are there?
It's literally
Just
just
one.
one
Yeah, get
guy.
him.
You would.
Whack him.
That's so
He doesn't look
interesting.
like he has anything on him, but
That's the thing. So that's so interesting to me that your first reaction is like try and hit people for goods, right? Oh, what the
that's
hell?
exactly what I'm gonna do when I'm playing the game. That's why I made the game, so that I can whack people.
People in the street.
Yes.
So the fight has turned
Uh,
into something
Gretchen.
much larger as
What's
apparent
happening in there?
the
My
community stepped in.
God. Oh wow.
Yeah. The community stepped in and just started attacking me for some reason. But
They just bailed, I guess. Oh.
well, we got $1, so you know.
That was absolutely worthless because to go to the clinic and heal yourself is gonna cost you more. That guy did honestly look poor. That guy has a sledgehammer. You don't want to mess with that.
No, we
buddy.
definitely don't want to do that.
Oh, buddy.
So I'm gonna say for me.
That makes what you're doing, of course, makes more sense. Naturally. Be civil. Be civil challenge impossible.
more than civil,
They need
right? Like
gas.
yeah, they do need gas.
Yeah.
We can talk about that
Yeah.
as well. Although it's not relevant for the stores, is it?
Not right now. We'll talk about it later.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. Buddies? Oh, they're mercenaries, right? Are they? Yeah.
They
Okay.
are mercenaries. That's something that we
might wanna-
referenced last week, and
I
now we
want
get to
to
really
talk
see it.
to them.
Let's do that.
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can afford them though.
No, but it's worth a try,
see.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, they
that's
left.
true.
Never mind.
Oh, well, too late. Boops.
See you,
There you go,
fellas.
whatever.
The other thing that I might try to do
You're
at
not
this
catching
moment
them.
is try to rely on the fact that we're early on in the game means that my reputation is pretty much standard with what the hell, except for with the Brickway.
Whoa, buddy. What's happening?
What did I
What?
do, man?
Huh?
You beat up one guy in the street and the whole city hates you, man. I got haters everywhere. What the hell?
That's kind of whack. Why is the MFT police? Did they see you do some crime or something?
I don't know.
Why are the meat grinders got so much beef with you? What?
Should I write this
That's kind of
down?
weird. Oh, but I don't know. Maybe well, that might be the default reputation that you got with them, that you just found out about somehow.
Oh, right.
That
Okay.
wasn't too clear, I think. Could
Well,
very well be the default. Yeah.
That would be interesting. Definitely something to adjust because the indies are pretty much they're supposed to be completely unknown, so they should just have.
Yeah, that's true. They're not supposed to. Yeah, that was something that I had changed earlier when I was trying to modulate like how often you get into fights with gangs and stuff like that, but I don't think it's really necessary in that.
Yeah.
Especially not at the start of the game, you shouldn't really have
No,
so
no,
much
no.
beef with some random factions. No.
But it's funny that
Oh, let's take a look at that.
what I was thinking is that because our warmth and competence should be pretty much average at the start of the game, I was pretty confident that we would be able to protect the location. It did work
Yeah.
out. It did work out because we have a different flow for how this gets decided, and it's much more.
Yeah.
The flow actually guides, or it makes it much easier for places to become protected, which is good because it's very interesting for places to have protection rather than to not have protection, and it should be a rather unique case where, for example, a bar doesn't want anyone to protect them ever. Now, producers, people
Yeah.
who create goods, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so we did that. We took some money, or we took
Nice.
a location. We can continue to explore at this moment.
It's getting kind of late.
Yeah,
Watch out.
I was just gonna do that, and
Uh-oh.
you see there, I got to quickly switch to the other
Oh,
location.
wow, that's a busy junction over there.
Yeah, it
A
is.
lot of stuff going on.
We got another
No,
note,
no.
and we also get to drop off our stuff.
City's dangerous. Make it safer. Ambush the hoodlums. Alright.
So
So now
again,
we're doing it. Now it's time to fight.
yeah, that's true. And since it's a time to fight and it's nighttime, and I think at that high level play, I really do want to get this quest done as soon as possible. So I'm gonna use the medicine to heal my guys.
Yeah.
So we
not a
can
bad
take
idea.
We got metal pipes, so I'm feeling pretty good about being able to do this.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Are there
nice.
hoodlums there?
There should be.
Mm,
I'm gonna use my secret
let's-
running around
Ooh,
mode.
oh. No,
Nope,
those are
no,
randos.
no.
I don't care about them.
Meat grinders are here with a
Ooh,
sledgehammer. Oh my god.
not happening.
No, not happening at all. All right, let's take a look.
Standing.
That's crazy. It's crazy.
So what happened?
Wow.
This has to be displayed a little bit better. It's kind of goofy right now. Went through a couple
Yeah.
iterations.
Yeah.
This should, I don't know if standings are actually even required over here with the reputation menu as well. I don't find it actually so insightful to have this over here.
It's interesting because we've moved so much of the information to the map. Whether or not
Yeah.
this is kind of presented to you at the day end might not be necessary.
Yeah.
Certainly having something like books to especially remind you of wages, that actually might be the more important tab is wages.
Yeah, I think that's important. Leads also perhaps not really important, honestly.
If we have the
Yeah.
leads be only those that are related to the background's main quest, I think that might be
Yeah,
pretty
like
well.
only show the quests or something like that to just keep players
Keep
reminded,
reminder.
like, hello.
Exactly. And to have a good place to put the long-term goal of the background as well. Something that
Yeah.
we won't talk about too much more here, but there we go. Okay. We found him.
Eat him. Oh,
Wait,
solo.
he's not
No,
solo.
those are two different groups. No,
Okay.
that's
Okay.
that's him. That's solo.
Good.
The 5 cops.
A lot of them.
No.
And it's the CW police still.
Oh.
All right.
No. Oh no. Oh my god.
Ooh, this guy's bleeding
Are
out.
they hostile to you as well? You're cooked, buddy.
Wait, they chose
No.
the side of the hoodlums? You sons of bitches. You
Oh
motherfuckers.
my god. Oh,
You motherfuckers. What the hell?
he's pregnant. Wait, what did he take? What did you even have in your pocket? You dropped something and he took it.
He took my metal pipe.
Oh my god.
He took my metal pipe.
No.
Dude. Talk shit, get hit.
You wanna restart? Don't think you're recovering from this, but which is good
Ooh.
actually. We should think of like how recovery goes, like if you can ever make it out alive. You left some you still have the electronics in the hideout that you might be able to pawn actually.
Yeah, that's
Don't
true.
know about that.
That is a good point.
Oh, okay, you still had some stuff.
Are very poor. Well, not poor, but not
No,
great
you got
backup
cash,
weapons.
you got cash. But those
Oh,
are
yeah.
both kind of weak weapons.
No, I
don't know
was.
if you're getting anywhere with those.
Let's take a look at our
Not good
loyalty
damage.
now. This makes sense. Negative.
Hmm.
No, no movement there, and our team captain here is at +3, so that's perfectly fine. Okay, so not a great start. Let's see what else we can do. And keeping an eye on the time, I want to make sure. Well, high level play. I know what is happening there. I know that I can go cash in my reward, even though that wasn't a very successful interaction to have.
I'm wondering
What's up?
why the routing always goes through Jacobs Park over here instead of directly through the Bowers.
Yeah,
Is there like something
have
that's a
seen that.
gap, or because I think when you do it like one by one, it actually does go through Bowers. But
We've had that issue before. Remember previously between
yeah, that
Church
was
Square and
like the
Milton
broken
Financial.
bridges or something. I think.
Okay, cool. Now we've got. All right, this is the storyline.
Leah Rodriguez with the guy worst precinct voted by MFT precinct. Oh my god!
What?
In confusion that MFT got with his division. Holy shit!
I thought you were
The
being
fuck?
serious for a second. I was like, what's that? What did I do wrong? What did I do? What did I do?
No, I'm just reading the paper, man.
Oh, yeah,
There's,
this
like,
is the
some
first time.
shit
Oh,
going
my
down.
goodness. No, we're supposed to be doing high level play.
We're doing high level play, like the highest level play possible.
The highest level play. He already knows. That person already knows.
Not here. Oh, okay, he is here.
Oh yeah, this all works. I was very.
Yeah, that's. Not that spirit.
And I really do love that he is able to track, uh, the actual result of that encounter. And I think having
Yeah,
more of those as a part of other quest lines is going to make it really exciting.
yeah.
So for people who are watching this who might not understand exactly what I'm referencing here, the interaction that we had with the hoodlums, the request was go and fight hoodlums, and we did that, but we lost the fight. And not only does this weird person who is engaged with us in this quest line, not only does he know that, but he actually adjusts his reward based on whether or not we succeeded, even outright failed, has a different reward as far as I know. And there we go.
He just gave us $10. Well, lovely.
Here, have some chump change, pal.
Essentially. Alright, like, fuck off.
Ugh, immediately getting thrown into something at half health. Here's another kind of high level play thing, right? The game presents to you the name of the thing that is being interacted with right at the top left there. This is called Panic Runner, and you can use that information to reliably, know what the interaction is and respond accordingly. So as the person who wrote it, I
The question
know.
is, do we want to do that actually?
Oh yeah, no, I'm actually completely on board with it because I think that
Yeah?
this
Okay.
because I think that this is the high level play that I was talking about. And
Mm-hmm.
what I'm not saying to you is that actually we have we have instances where two encounters have the same name but they act differently.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it says Panicked
Yeah.
Runner, right? However, it can go in a different route. And we also have
True.
we do have instances where there's a percentile chance, don't we? For a certain kind of interaction at the when the encounter begins, right? I think that's, or at least that's how I've written it. There's certainly other ways that we could implement it, but the point being that this name you can reliably know. However, there are certain outcomes that you might not actually know. So in this case, I know Panic Runner enough that I want to get out of here, and it's a good thing we did because now that guy's getting beat up, and I don't want to be here anymore. Wait, what? Oh yeah, I see. It wanted me to watch the fight. I think that probably should let us leave.
Bounce.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
cartels.
wondering if those are like so far spread out that they're not connected or something.
We're gonna
The
take a
Bowers node and
we're gonna
the
take a
one that's
look.
right next to us. I don't.
Yeah, we're gonna take a look and see. I mean, I assume
That's
we can
not.
walk through, but
I hope so.
oh,
It's gonna route around the whole thing.
oh no.
Fuck. That's not great, honestly. Um, it's good to know.
And so
One
that's a
thing
that's
that's
a
a background
generation.
for me.
Yeah,
One thing as a background for me is that the city is actually randomly generated,
it
even though it
is.
looks quite similar as we're
Yeah,
playing it.
yeah.
Um, but everything is randomly generated based on a seed. And one of the problems that we have, of course, is to have the generator always be sufficiently reasonable.
Yeah,
But
sensible.
of course, it's hard to build all the right constraints, and I think we don't really have the bridge building constraints in place.
Okay.
That's good to take a look at.
Well, that explains it, but
That does explain it.
so now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go pick up some cash. I'm gonna pay the wages for my team, and then I'm going to get the next quest that I have to do. And right now, you know, I'm pretty comfortable. Like in this storyline, in this background, I don't feel like I am pushed to make a lot of expansionist moves or take over a lot of locations or, become very engaged in that way. And I think that's a good thing because this isn't an introduction, right? So it shouldn't be overwhelming for the player. But we can,
Yeah.
in time, as this background goes on and as others, make it so that the demands become greater and greater. Okay, now let's try to get back home so we can pay some wages and follow up with the next part of the quest. Oh my god, no, please.
This was Tough. You can calm things down. That's a pretty good roll.
Yeah, 77%
I think
chance is
77.
good.
I would take it.
Let's take a look at what's going on
Oh
in the
no, no,
pacifist and edge. Did I? Oh, did I? Oh no, buddy.
Evo.
Not good at all.
You're not having a good time with these fights, dog.
No, not at all. And I mean, part of that is
Oh.
that I was not doing a good job of taking. No. I wasn't doing a good job of taking care of my team, right? Like, I really should have been healed up before I decided to go out.
Did you pay the wages at least already, or
Not yet. The cash is in the cargo.
Okay.
Okay. We've been getting beat up, so I'm gonna pay extra.
Yeah, that might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, okay, that's all fine.
Okay, you're not really in the red, but it's not going great.
Huh, wait.
Huh.
I can't.
Hmm?
Didn't I?
Doesn't it settle the wages?
It
Oh, they're
does, but
broken now.
it's only
Can you do
that.
settle wages normally? Oh,
And then it's
but
just
you did
making
like
me.
But you clicked the other one that was like 10 plus 4.
And now it's letting me tip him again. Huh.
Oh, okay. I'll have to take a look at the logic of that. That doesn't seem quite right.
No worries.
Task tipping logic.
All right. So now, the next part of this interaction was that we are supposed to complete a job for the community, which we've seen before, and it's probably not a good idea for me to try and get this right now, but I'm still
You should
gonna
pick it up as soon as possible. The bar is about to close down.
That's true. Oh my gosh. My chances of picking up anything is not high.
Beep whoop.
Beep boop.
Oh,
Oh well. No good.
everybody hates you.
Oh wow.
Oh,
That's
yo!
huge. That's huge. That's huge. I'm just bringing him in.
Come on,
I
come
don't
on.
give. I don't
Come
care.
on. Yeah.
Yes,
Oh yeah.
yes.
Oh,
You know
that's
what?
big.
High level play is probably just running around and keep getting those.
Probably just.
It
I mean,
brings-
manpower is immensely important if you can manage it, and not quite
fair.
obvious, I think, when
Yeah.
you're just letting the players dabble around with it. But
Yeah.
sure.
So obviously there is like a recruit, or there's a wages system that is a part of this, and so it is. There is a soft limit in the sense of it's not that easy to. He wants me to. Yes, I want to head up. It's not that easy to have a gigantic group because you'll have to pay quite a lot every week, or else you're going to start losing the loyalty there. But so here's something interesting as well, which I think we haven't directly talked about, but we've obliquely mentioned before,
Ooh,
which is that
who is
the
this
city.
guy?
Yeah, exactly. The city is full of, or it will be full of, smaller interactions, not just the large, quest lines, but smaller interactions where characters kind of explore different facets of the city. So in this case, we have a very weird gentleman who is telling us something about the noise and about a ship that will lift us away. Very strange. Does not directly benefit us almost at all. But I think that what is exciting about it is that it makes the characters, or at least it makes the world feel as if it is being moved by other forces rather than just the factions. In some ways, it's the community moving itself out. Did we get kicked out? No, we didn't. Alright, see you later, pal. Alright, back to looking for a job. I was looking for a job and then I found a job. And heaven knows I'm miserable. We could turn in the goods request, right? Although 5 gasoline is going to be pretty difficult for us to find at this time. We can instead just keep asking around. So what else goes into, maybe while I'm looking for work to do, what else goes into the economy of the game?
So, Very good question, Marshall, actually.
Thank you. I
So,
basically asked you what is the economy, and you were like, "That's a good
what is the
question."
economy? Very good question, Marshall.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
That's the economy. Yeah, so in the game, we have an economy, and the city produces things,
Mhm.
and the things that it is producing are necessary for other people to go on with their lives.
Yeah,
Most important, medicine.
yeah,
Need medicine. A lot of violence, a lot of disease and health issues, and people with problems as
yeah.
things are
Because
going down.
it's not just the factions that need this kind of thing. It's also the citizens themselves, right?
Oh yeah, exactly.
So it's not as
So
if it's just only being consumed with gameplay purposes. It's also being consumed just naturally. So the city needs it
yeah,
in all of the districts.
yeah. And production is also important as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Medicine has to come from somewhere, and the city doesn't have the capacity to produce all the medicine it needs, but it can make some things work.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see sort of a trade route over there, right? We have the people
Yeah.
that are producing the medicine and the people who need the medicine. And the easy angle is that you can take medicine from the producers and then send it over to the shops. They will buy it off of you for a margin. And you can
Mm-hmm.
keep running those routes, right? So as long as they need medicine, they will pay a premium for it.
Mm-hmm.
Because bringing medicine from the producers all the way to the shop is, of course, challenging as well. It's not very straightforward.
Yeah.
And the further away that a shop might be from where the medicine is getting produced, the less they will actually be supplied and the more of a premium that they will be willing to pay as well. So
Mm-hmm.
you might end up, for example, taking away goods that are produced from one end of the city and send it all the way to the other end and garner profit just because of the premium from the availability of the goods that you're transporting.
Yeah.
You can also do, which is what Marshall's mentioning, is we have a lot of these small stories and cases whereby you will need to collect goods to give to somebody to help them accomplish a certain goal, right? It might be that a large group needs a lot of fuel to transport things from one end of the city to the other one.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, you will want to perhaps reserve the fuel for them if you know that they need it, as opposed to just sending it over to a shop. You might be able to carry different kind of favors or get a reputation with a faction that you're not doing perfectly well with in that matter. So there is direct trades, which is taken from producers and then selling it to the middleman. Or for the case of drugs, you can also just deal it in the streets. That's
Mm-hmm.
also an opportunity for you. We don't stop you from doing that either. In fact, we encourage it. Um, Unlike medicine, you won't really be able to go
Hey,
over to shop and then sell it to people
everyone.
directly at shops, right?
Everyone,
Mm-hmm.
quick point. Could you hold the microphone a little bit further away from your?
Oh, sorry.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah.
So you're saying is that
Those.
drugs are, or excuse me, not just drugs, but all items are created in the city. They are
Mm-hmm.
created and then consumed by the city, and then oh my gosh, stayed in the middle of a fight. Let's just scare them off. And because they're created in the city and they're consumed by the city, there is a demand, and because there's a demand, there's a cost, and then because of there's a cost, there is somebody who gets to kind of move the goods through the city to make money off of that cost, right? And
Mm-hmm.
we can see
Mm-hmm.
that here when we take a look at our market, and we can see kind of the different costs of different objects versus the buy $5, sell for $2. Oh my gosh. But we can see that this is one of the money making methods in the game, right? And we
Yeah.
recently talked about kind of expanding it a little bit in the sense of fuel, which I think
Mm-hmm.
you mentioned a little bit, but to be like a little bit more specific about, you know, we decided we've had fuel in the game for a long time, but it didn't really have a consumptive pattern, right?
Yeah.
And so by not having a consumptive pattern, it also didn't really have a cost, or well, it did, but what exactly happened with that?
So, with fuel and electronics, we had added these earlier on as just, things that will be necessary, but we never really connected it to any
That's
kind
true.
of game systems. And one thing that I was noticing this week while I was doing some QA playthroughs and again taking it a bit more seriously, we hadn't
Hmm.
really done like trade routes in a while.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, let me just try that. Buy some gas, try to bring it over to the warehouses and the garages,
Mhm.
and I made like no money. In fact, I lost a little bit. The margins were just not good, and I was like, why?
Yeah.
Why? What's the problem?
Yeah.
So one thing that I do with the game is that I have a lot of ways for me to run the simulations in the city
Mhm.
for, a couple of in-game days worth of time. And then I can take a look at what happened, right? I can collect a lot of analytics about all the various events, and events are again not the things that you attend per se, although that is included. But
Mhm.
events are any little thing that happens, right? Somebody picking something up and then putting it in their inventory is an event.
Mhm.
Somebody giving it to somebody else and then getting money in return is an event. We have a lot of these little tiny things that add up, and I can run analytics on them. And running the analytics, I realized that we were not very intelligent with the way that we set these things up because nobody used fuel.
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
had any need for a fuel at all.
Yeah.
Shops would ask for it in the goods request because they want to stock their shelves, so the
Yeah.
garage might just for the sake of selling it to other people might request it. But in the end, it wasn't going anywhere. So basically, completely marginless was not working out at all. So one thing that we had discussed soon after I pointed this out was, what can we do with fuel? It has to be consumable. Who can it be consumed by? A good first target is the producers.
Mhm.
So a simple system that I had drafted, which is available in this version as well, is producers require fuel to be able to produce.
Yeah.
And if they have fuel, so, they will use a unit of fuel and that will keep them going steady for 2 days where they will be producing at full capacity. But if they do not have fuel at hand, they will end up producing only at a quarter capacity.
Right.
And if they have fuel in their inventory, they will be able to keep running
Yeah.
harder.
And
And
so, if I was, for
mhm,
example, protecting that organization or that producer,
mhm,
or even if I just had an interest in that trade, I might want to make sure that they have their fuel stocked up. And filling their requests helps me get the goods that I want. Getting the goods that I want means that I get the the goods that I want, and then I get to sell them and make the money that I want, right? So we talked before about not having prerequisite goods, right? So that limb production wasn't directly limited. I think that this is not a prerequisite good in the sense that it does not require the existence of that good in order to make something at all, but that it is
yeah,
rather like an accelerator, right? Which
indeed.
allows the production to continue at the rate that
Yeah.
it should in order for the city to have what it needs. And I think it's
Well, that was a
cool.
decision to not block production
Yeah,
completely in absence of fuel. It just makes it
absolutely.
harder. And that also is another thing. We don't want you to be constantly forced into rushing goods, you know,
Absolutely.
to fuel and electronics or whatever they might be consuming to them constantly to get things produced because that's just sort of a chore, honestly.
Yeah.
We just want to make it so that it's again, if you don't do it, you are punished for it, but not infinitely.
And really, the city is also punished for it. And so, what happens is potentially, and what we would like is to have a cascading effect there, whereby the producer doesn't receive the goods or the fuel that they need to produce enough, and then certain goods are only traded through the city by factions that are perhaps interested in their own district rather than in the whole city. So they're just kind of making it only available in one location, which should drive other factions to, be interested in protecting the producer instead, so that they can bring the fuel, etc. That's the idea. Okay,
Yeah.
so enough about that for a moment. Let's take a look at what we got going on and think about back to that like high level play because we're at 45 minutes here. So we know that we need to sign on a recruit. I think this is rather straightforward. Unless there was something else that you think at this moment, what would you be doing to kind of further your goal here?
Are we questing or not? We were just questing,
I think we
right?
are. I think we are still questing, but I'm considering what else could we do in between the quests to get something more. Do you think at this time, for example, the player should be considering production and trade, or
They
taking
could very
taking
well
over
do
more
that. I mean,
locations? Yeah.
yeah, one thing that I think you will find out, you haven't really quite explored the various producers in the city.
Mm-hmm.
I think as you're going around and dealing with them and you're looking at the trade menu, you will see like, hey, there's opportunities to make money over here. But I
Mm-hmm.
think another gap that we have over here, just in the way that fuel wasn't being used, I'm also wondering if money is being used sufficiently as well, right?
Oh, tell me about that.
You, there are ways in which you can spend money. You can always upskill your guys. You can buy weapons for them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, you got unarmed guys. Like, that's the first thing that I would do, honestly. You're not really in a very safe situation.
That's true.
I'd make sure that I'm healed and got medication all over me. Uh, Otherwise, it's gonna get dangerous and you're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think that's something that I am neglecting in my play, and it's good that we're able to notice this. Is that like I'm not doing any of the preparation that I should be if I'm going to go through, to even do the normal questing, right? Like running back and forth and doing normal jobs. If I didn't have that medicine that the guy gave me at the beginning of the game, I would be in a much worse situation right now because I still haven't even
Mm-hmm.
visited a clinic in order to do that. So maybe
Yeah.
from like a QA perspective, it would be good for us to kind of further insist that the player have some of those, take proactive measures. But also, it's good to notice that like maybe we shouldn't feel so bad in case that someone gets punished, right? Like if I get beat up in the streets right about now, well, you know what? I had all day to go to the clinic and, get the things that I needed so that I didn't get beat up. Okay. It's pretty good. But we have cash. Like I could buy one, maybe I think one weapon right now as soon
Probably
as
one.
it's daytime.
I don't know how the
Yeah.
prices are doing with the weapons, by the way.
Oh really? Very interested
Check
to see
out.
that. We'll do I think what we're gonna do is because we're coming up, yeah, we're at 45 minutes now. We're gonna play a little bit more of this. Talk a little bit more about ooh. Gotta run. Please run. We're gonna play a little bit more of this, and then we are gonna take a look at what I mentioned to you off stream, which is boot up a game, do a couple cheat codes to watch the goods economy and see
Oh, yeah.
how it changes over time. And we can talk a little bit more about other things when it comes to, what we're looking at for the future of the game, what we're working on at the moment, that kind of stuff. Here's another panic runner. We can scram that one. Cool. All right. But yeah. So I think overall, though, when it comes to that high level play, we do definitely want to emphasize the protective measures that you need to take. And that's something I need to go and do probably right now. So let's speed up the game a little bit. Trying to head for daytime. Wait for some locations to open. I know we had some issues with locations not opening on time, but I think this is much better now, isn't it? Yeah. Let's take everything and go. Now, I really like also the pace of movement. I think that this is tremendously improved in the sense of we have the stops that feel as if they are taking the right amount of time. Only
Yeah.
rarely do we seem to get hung up on something, but there's, for people who haven't seen the previous videos, if you are in a location or if you're walking through, you're actually walking through that location. So that means that you can actually get attacked by other factions as a part of that interaction, a part of you running through. Ooh, the MFD police is interested in my collection of the tribute. That is interesting. Okay. I'll just take my money. They didn't seem to care that much. Or, well, they definitely seem to care, but that's kind of spooky, isn't it? So this
Yeah,
is...
we need to wire those scripts a little bit better. There's quite a lot
Tell
of
me.
scripts right now that accept the support role but aren't really like as tightly integrated as you would want them to be. Definitely
Okay.
want to think a lot about these when we encounter them. Like, hey, this feels like it's missing somewhat.
Okay.
Or it's like, oh, I expected that this was gonna turn dirty, but I didn't get the right level of feedback from it.
Yeah.
I think that's important to consider for us. Yeah.
Okay. All right, here we go asking around. We're looking for that. Oh, yeah, that's right. So the recruitment happens in bars, so definitely need to try that. I think that one other thing is that perhaps the quests that we're giving the player at the moment, like, I think I can think bigger about that. And even at this level, right? It's been 5 days. We're totally, or well, not totally, but we should be more capable to handle
Yeah.
bigger interactions at this moment. So I
Yeah.
think that that is a part of the pacing of the game that we could also consider.
We gotta either think, I think, well, I think it's fine. Like, I also imagine that when somebody's playing it for the first time, they're gonna be generally quite clueless about what's going on.
That's
But
true.
but driving them towards like the taking the right actions or giving them reminders or being a little bit more pushy, especially at these early stages, I think would be
Mm.
quite helpful. Like your new guy that you recruited,
Yeah.
Roberto, I think he's gonna leave soon, right?
Nope. I still
Oh
got.
no, he's got quite a few days actually. Yeah,
That's
no, he's around for 7 days.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But you're
That's
saying
actually
that in
so
order to
fresh.
make sure that he sticks around, I need to make sure that I'm winning fights or things like that, right?
Yeah, you need one thing that we did is that for all the temporary recruits, if they actually like you a lot, so they got good loyalty,
Mm-hmm.
by the time that they're about to leave, there's a chance that they will stick around.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
something that we wanted to do to make the recruitment process feel a bit more natural. So it's gonna be, an option for you to get all of these temporary recruits, or prior we saw the mercenaries, but we couldn't really catch them in time. Catching mercenaries, you will be able to recruit them into your gang, and that'll be very helpful for you.
Yeah. That's
But
huge.
again, where's loyalty come from? Well, being successful basically,
Yeah.
and making your crew feel like they are belonging with you, and you're
Yeah.
taking care
Winning
of them.
winning fights, winning encounters, winning skill rolls as well. Those all factor into the team's loyalty, and also like
Yeah,
buying a drink at the bar, which I just did there. So that's probably another part of that high level play. All right, let's take a
that's
look. Yeah, it's $50 for a baseball bat. Oof. All right, so we
power
can
crow.
buy.
Ooh, I would get it. Oh, you can't get a hatchet. Dang.
Well, I mean, do I have anything to sell? No, I don't. Damn.
No, you don't.
Okay.
Oh, you could sell your medicine.
Ooh,
Not
like
sure.
that's a crazy trick trade. I think that I'm just gonna buy the crowbar.
All right.
Done. Cool. All right. So now we're feeling a little bit better, although it's still kind of tough. We're gonna have to keep trying to get that try to get that recruit. I think. Wow. Look at that scarab, dude. 99% chance.
Oh, wow.
What is happening with that?
I don't know. Are your guys too cool? Your competence scores are crazy. I think that's because of the MFD in the end. That's for
Yeah,
some
they
reason
watched.
hanging well out of their territory, and that should not
That's
happen.
that's true, but also I guess them watching me take the tribute was like, wow, these guys are great. These guys are so cool. All right. So other than that, I mean, it doesn't make sense at least why the Scarum is this high, and that's part of the benefit. There is we get additional loyalty, right? Because we're doing pretty good for ourselves, and we're winning these interactions. Oof. Okay. So yeah, I think it's good time. I think we're gonna start over. We're going to use some cheats to look at all of the different market prices, and then we're gonna just chat to close out the stream for the last. You said maybe another 15, 20
Yeah,
minutes?
another 15 minutes is chill. Yeah.
Perfect time then. Okay. All right. So, all in all, I think this was pretty good. We kind of learned a few things that we would like to see in the future. I think your assessment is correct that perhaps for the opening background, this level of like heading back and forth and being like full on questing is fine, but definitely encouraging more of the proactive behavior before you head out into something dangerous. That's definitely a core lesson that we need to teach. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's do a new crew. Oh, I should have hit skip intro to skip whatever the intro is. And we're gonna run some cheats. Okay, first thing, get back in your house. You know what? It's probably just faster if I. That's fine. Okay, I'll run through this really fast, and then we will check it out. Because this was a major thing that we have talked a lot about as a part of the, the experience of the game, or like what we're trying to feature in the game is to have this goods market, things like that. So remind me,
Yeah.
what is the
Help.
we have? Thank you. No, we
Help.
have learn prices.
Learn prices, and then with some parentheses at the end because it's a function call.
You're so
Yes.
right. And so now when I look
Alright.
at the
Does that
market,
still work? Oh yeah, it works. All right,
Ah.
now toggle all of that.
but I also need to look at all locations, right?
Oh yeah, that's true actually. Oh no, that's a fun one.
Reveal
locations.
locations. No. Okay. Cool. So now, yes, we do. Super cool,
Oh wow, nice.
right? So okay,
Actually, I hadn't actually tried this out, by the way.
that's fine. It's even more fun to look at it together like this. So we can see booze generally pretty cheap, right? The buy being 3, the sell being 1 or 2. We do have locations where it's up to 5, which is really interesting.
There was one that was 7. But that's what they sell it for, right? That's not the profit that you're gonna make off of it
no,
in the end.
no, yeah, that's for sure.
Where about
So do we see where the producer is? I think that's located here.
that's
right?
that's at the top right. Oh, I think that's the top right. No, that's the Pipefitters HQ. Go to the right. Go to
This
the
is
right.
the
Oh yeah, this is the
distillery.
distillery.
Okay, so they're
The distillery
buying.
sells it for quite cheap actually. So you could run it, but it's not a high margin good, right? Like
No, definitely not.
You could probably buy it for. Yeah, you're not gonna make that much money. Well, another thing, by the way, is that the prices that they will buy it for is actually gonna keep going up. This
Oh,
is
what do
sort
you?
of like what they're actually paying off of their original stock right now, right?
So what do you mean by that?
So, well, in a few days, when they sell out all of their booze and they run out of stock, they're gonna be willing to pay more for it.
Oh, right, because
Right.
they don't have their own good which they want to sell.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at the next one then. Let's take a look at the Canna. So here, because this is more difficult to track because it's an illegal good, right? There's only a few locations which are interested in purchasing it. So the black market, for example, the nightclub, and then the producer themselves. So you can see here, the margin is much better, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, by a few dollars,
No,
right?
$2.
Buy 12, sell
again,
15.
It's not too crazy either. But again, like these do improve quite significantly. But another thing, by the way, with Canna, for example, you're gonna sell it off in the streets anyway. We don't quite expect you to.
That was the other thing I was going to say, that as an illegal good, it seems like it only has a couple places that you can sell it. But in reality, the dealing mechanic, which we didn't show off in the gameplay, but you are able to deal, and that will sell any goods that you have in your inventory over a period of time. That can be done almost anywhere. And there's always customers for things like illegal goods. The only problem is that you're sitting in the street and can be easily targeted by other people. Because you're basically like a pinata sitting out in the street. Like, someone's going to want to hit that.
Essentially.
So, electronics here. Oh, that's interesting. The homebrewers, but let's take a look. So generally, the overall price being about 25 to buy, 17 to sell, and then the price fluctuation, being very interesting here, about 45, $48 at the Sharks location, but otherwise generally being around $20. Also here we have the distillery for some reason is got a much higher sell price. I think it's pretty fascinating to see it. Now, would we
The distribution is quite crazy over here, actually.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, we
Yeah, there's
have
definitely margins here. Yeah.
that's for sure. I mean, there's some locations that are selling it for or buying it for up to $48. So, would we expect these prices to level or kind of normalize over time?
They're actually going to diverge further and further out, right? Because the shortages are going to get actually experienced further down the road. That's
Mm,
something that's perhaps not too clear, but when the initial stock for all of the shops start running out, they are going
yeah.
to be willing to buy it for higher prices, but they will still also try to charge the margins on what they bought it off of as well. So that's kind of
Ooh, yeah. It's
the
just
scarcity
updated.
building up, essentially. And that's going to make trade more lucrative further
That's
down the
fast.
road.
That's super fascinating, actually. So it might be in your best interest to um, potentially hold things for as long as possible, right? But then the idea being that whether or not that's worth it for you, considering you need that capital in order to do all of the other things that you need to do in the game, right?
I mean, one thing that I think of it is like when you're starting off the game, there's not many people that have the right amount of consolidated capital that can actually execute this trade so easily.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't mind that the margins get a little bit higher as
Mm-hmm.
you let the players, or at least other factions as well, not just the player, accumulate the amount of capital to make these trades worthwhile. But
Yeah.
then again, as the original stocks starts running out gradually and these goods are consumed, the
Mm-hmm.
producers are simply going to be more important. And I think that's kind of
And that makes,
intentional, right?
I think that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, that is very good to have the producers matter more as the game goes along, as the kind of scarcity increases. And then we can also have certain events that completely overturn that. I think we talked before about the
Hmm.
idea of the cargo ship, for example. All of a sudden a bunch of goods flood into the market. It becomes part of the question becomes distribution. How is it getting around the city? But also, what happens to those who have been purchasing up until that point or have been hoarding up until that point? My
Hmm.
my medicine stock is crashed, bro. We're gonna be poor. We're gonna be poor. Medicine being a very interesting good, right? Because it's the one that perhaps has the most direct uh, importance for all factions, uh,
Yeah.
as they really do need to have that if they want to keep their crew members in fit shape. So we
Yeah.
also see a pretty wide distribution here. In some ways, yeah, up $25 to buy here, down to
Yeah.
15 even. I think this is working the way that we would like to see it. We also saw there for a moment that there was a question mark, and that just indicates that the information has gone stale. So we don't know. We expect there to have been a change since the last time that I saw the price, and so
Yeah.
the market tab is giving you a hint there, like, yeah, that was what you saw last time, but it has changed, or it is very likely to have changed
Yeah.
since then. You should probably go check on that again before you make any big decisions. Okay,
Indeed.
cool. All right, so anything else that we want to talk about when it comes to the markets or the economics? Anything that you're working on at the moment to make the economic
Well,
simulation work?
yeah, I mean, this is going to require a lot more playtesting from us, right?
Yeah,
Because one thing is that as we change other things about the game and as we add more syncs, right? Like we add new stories for these things to be consumed in,
yeah,
um, we might find out, I'm just kind of a hunch, we might start getting truly bottlenecked on the producer level. And one thing that I really want to observe is that
yeah,
controlling producers ends up becoming a significant strategic benefit to you.
definitely.
That is not
Yeah,
something that we're quite validated yet. I expect that we are going to see that soon.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it has gotten to a stage where I think, like also from the instrumentation, as I said as well, it does look like trade is becoming more lucrative. We have to
Yeah.
keep playing and also experimentally see like, is this actually what we're experiencing, right? Is this
Yeah.
what we're seeing? Is trading something that we really want to do? One other thing is that when Marshall was just playing the previous round, when he went all the way up to I think Sunday or something, um, quite a lot of the time passes still pretty quite quickly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to what extent are you going to have the time to actually go around trading is another thing. So that's what I'm saying. If you don't really have a lot of capital and if you don't have the capacity to run a crew that can carry and haul goods across town,
Mm-hmm.
if you can't do that very skillfully, it's not going to yield you a lot of money. It's
Yeah.
not something that you could do very idly. You have to be quite intentional about it, which I like. But at the same time, we have to make sure that it's also not just so challenging that the value that you get out of it doesn't quite make sense. One
Yeah.
other thing that I noticed when I was testing out and instrumenting the economy was the amount of money flowing around sometimes was not enough. That's something that changed quite early on. We only had people spawning with just a couple bucks in their inventory, but
Mm-hmm.
factions did not have, capital, so to say, again, like banked up amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
And because they didn't have that, that made trading and running arbitrage runs quite also difficult for them too.
Because
But
if they don't have enough money, then they can't even make the first purchases in order to start the snowball
right.
of profit, right?
And that's a liquidity thing, right? You need sufficient
Mm-hmm.
amount of money to make sure that the trades happen with the right spreads. Like they're not just simply about the trader's profitability or the producer profitability standpoint, but actually from a can people for this volume of goods at the prices that they're given actually buy and sell things? Do they have money at
Yeah.
hand to buy and sell these things?
Yeah.
It's of course, there's many levers um to tweak here. One is that you can just make the goods cost differently, and then you can make
Mm-hmm.
that, more goods available per unit of money. But that's another thing, right? Like, what denomination are you looking for? Do you want to be at like the $1-2 range, or do you want to be at the 100-200 dollar range? It's something that we're taking a look at over here. I
Yeah.
think the
Absolutely.
prices are not terrible right now. Can't really say I hate them, but at the same time, they do feel quite small as well. Like at
Mm-hmm.
early game, you're just really dealing with, like, oh, I lost my 50 bucks, it's a
Yeah.
disaster.
Yeah.
Do want that to get better over time.
Yeah.
When people
Yeah.
were playing the demo, we saw that that was actually quite um, easy for people to get up to, amounts of money that we didn't experience when we were doing own QAs.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, we'll see how that plays out.
I think that's right. And I think that this is a part of the kind of the balance of the experience. We do want to encourage not just players, but other factions as well to make these movements, to trade, to make trade their primary method of income, because that has a certain appeal to a certain ideology, right? Factions that are more interested in moving passively or covertly are not trying to make protection their major racket. They would really rather have something that they can move across the entire city for, or to provide for people, that kind of thing. So it does make sense that we would want to encourage it in different ways. One of those being just having the cash on hand in order to kind of start that capital investment. Another one being to make the goods market more not volatile, but to make it at least so that there is sufficient payment between locations, that you're making the margins that you're talking about. Because another
Yeah.
thing about trade that isn't true for protection is that trade costs you so much more time, right? To move
Yeah.
someone across the city is much more
That's my
dangerous.
biggest worry with the arbitrage runs, like that it's
Yeah,
gonna take you so much time that if you don't have also like a dedicated crew to do trading for you while you're trying to do all these other things, it's
yeah,
gonna be not that easy. And manpower again becomes a big question over here too. If you don't have
yeah,
enough guys, like you can
yeah.
really only do one thing at a time. If you with 2-3 people, you can't really do much more. you need to have more people under your command. That's
Yeah.
going to be another thing that we have to balance with respect to the economy too. Like how many people are the players in control of, and how does it feel to play with, say, 4 or 5 different squads going around doing their own things. Is it going to
Hmm.
be manageable? Do we have the right tools for that? These are also things that we're exploring right now that we'll have better
Yeah.
answers for too.
Yeah. So like for example, in Mountain Blade, right? Your your trading crew will just be a team that you set a lieutenant to, and then that lieutenant just goes. And I think that's effectively what we have when it comes to dealing on the street. And I don't think that that's the solution that we want for making trades in different locations, right? I think I'd rather have that be player controlled. But it definitely is a good question. Like, you know, if it takes this much time and energy, what else is the benefit? One other benefit that we might think about, um, and is in the game to some extent, um, but the idea might be that we can have warmth and competence gains from making trades, right? And so selling
Yeah.
things at all, not just giving them to other to locations, but selling them at
Yeah.
all might give a little bit of warmth and competence. So that's
Yeah.
another benefit to that system. Where if you're just running protection, your interactions per minute are very low, right? I might go into the bar once a day to get my money, or maybe not even that often. And so, unless they're calling me to get help, I'm not going to have that much interaction with them. Where instead, with the trades, I might be able to make a really good relationship with a producer, for example. And then there's definitely positive externalities to that. So, that might be one way that we can further incentivize it. Although profit definitely being the primary margin that or primary benefit that we want to
I
emphasize.
can't measure profit only in terms of money. That's the
That's true.
important thing,
That's true.
right? That's
That's
what we're gonna
actually
try to do.
That's a really good point. We definitely want the player to feel as if they're going to benefit in other ways, and I do feel as if competence and warmth does have the proper benefits. I mean, there is nothing cooler than showing up on the street, and because I have the high competence, the hoodlums just run. You know,
Yeah.
that's really cool. It's really cool to have that 99% chance. Like,
Mm.
oh, you
I,
guys used to
I,
beat me up, but now, no.
yeah, I do
Yeah,
like that in MMOs when you're over leveled and then people are
yeah,
just like,
yeah.
yeah,
They
this
just
is like,
one hit or
failing,
run.
not
Yep,
happening.
yep. That's
Goodbye.
exactly it. So I think
I like that when the aggro rules change and stuff like that.
let's take
Um,
let's take a
yeah,
look. Let's see one more before we close it out. Let's take a look and see if any of our prices have adjusted
you
massively.
messed it up.
Did I? Oh yeah, prices.
Prices.
Oh yeah, they did.
Ooh, things have actually increased quite a bit, I think.
Yeah, they did. And it's actually exactly like what you were talking about, which is that it seems in many ways they have really become different, right? And
Yeah,
where some locations are much, much higher than they were, where other locations are not.
booze is inflated.
Yeah, huge.
The beer prices are kind of
Oh, beer
crazy right
prices are
now.
getting a little crazy. Yeah, look at that
Can't
$10 here.
you can't take the guys out for a drink anymore.
Sorry, fellas, no pizza party.
No.
Company can't afford pizza party and your wages. Sorry.
I'm
Definitely not
out.
gonna. Yeah.
I'm leaving you guys. I'm not hanging out with you guys no more.
But that's actually really
Hilarious.
fascinating because look at this. I mean, we have, even the producer, kind of like what you were saying. Oh no, the producer's low. It's $2 and $2, right? So nothing at all, but up to $11 at certain locations. So it definitely does become much more profitable as time goes along. Super, super
Yeah,
cool.
that's
Oh,
what I was mentioning. I mean,
yeah,
scarcity becomes like real because everything is real and the economy is real. And the thing
yeah,
that you expect again is that like suddenly goods stop coming from outside of the city and you
yeah,
have to like self be self-sufficient. And a self-sufficiency means that you're not going to be having all of these things that used to be affordable stay affordable anymore,
yeah.
right?
And
That's
the
tough.
and the mechanisms by which those goods are distributed before the crash, before the noise, it
Yeah.
was I'm not going to say it's equitable, right? Like for those of us who know anything about like markets, how they work in cities, right? Like they're not equitable in the sense of that everyone gets something, but at least they are primarily profit motivated and therefore, right, they do reach farther. Where now in the post noise, if a faction controls a producer and that faction has an affinity with their own district, they might not be interested at all in distributing goods further than that, right? So that might be another effect of, at the beginning of the game, things are much more distributed because we still have that effect of the pre-noise market. But now that we have factions, they might work differently.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's pretty good to wrap on it, and we kind of hit our target there. Any other
What are we gonna be working
thoughts?
on next? That's, I think, a
That's
good to
perfect.
do a
That's
quick
perfect.
dive on.
So yeah, I mean, I can talk a little bit about that. So for
Let's go.
for me, it is content. It is at this point
Mm-hmm.
to have sub stories, like this quest that we saw earlier with the strange gentleman standing under the tower, and to flesh out the quest lines that you see as a part of the different backgrounds. So we have talked about that before, that there would be different backgrounds. The first one being the indies. This one needs enough that it feels substantial for the whole month of gameplay. And it should feel like a bit of a challenge to have to, complete everything in the time that you have allotted, right?
Yeah.
It should require your attention
Yeah.
pretty heftily. I think that another thing is that many things as a part of that quest line need to scale up over time so that the player fully gets introduced to this whole system that we have going on, right? At the moment, I
Yeah.
think it's a little bit too hyper focused on the individual interactions, but that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense because we were operating on 2 weeks and now we've doubled it, so we can really take
Yeah.
it much larger scale. I want
Yeah.
the indies to feel, as a part of their cooperation with this mysterious person, to feel as if they are going from the nobodies that have just started right after the noise, and to go to a full scale gang that can
Yeah.
rival others, and
Yeah.
then to
Then we
have
have to
other.
figure out how to instrument that and how to bring that
I th-
possibility in there.
yeah, I think that will be very interesting to do with a part of
Yeah.
this mysterious gentleman and him pulling the strings that he's able to pull.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Other than that, to have another background completed, right? So that we have a couple different backgrounds that players can run through in the full game. I would like to have more, and we, Evrim and I have talked about, we have others that are conceptualized, but to make sure that I can't make any promises beyond the first two by the release date that we're intending in Q3.
What is the release date that we're intending anyway?
End of Q3, I think, is what we can safely say. September.
Yeah, I think that's quite fair.
I think that's
Connect
right.
that.
In the worst case
Yeah.
scenario, right? I think that we would, talk about whether or not we need to bump it up by a month or two, but really not beyond that, as it was always a part of our design, goals, is to not have it continue. The development should end, and
It
whatever
has
the
to
product
at some
is.
point.
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
doing it as a hobby, right?
Yeah,
We're not
that's a
doing it for.
that's a
We're
big
not a
part of it.
studio. We're not doing it out of commercial interest. We think that the game is really cool, but in the end,
Yeah,
we gotta stay focused. And
yeah.
if you guys play it and love it a lot, then we might be working on
Can
the
be
other
able to do
backgrounds
more.
faster, and we can do crazier stuff. But
Yeah,
we'll only do
yeah.
that if you guys play the demo
That's
and
true.
tell us how cool it is, and then we get really motivated to write the rest of it.
Yeah, we don't.
Because we got some cool stories to tell.
Yeah, we don't. And something like, we have people who have asked us, like, if there's ways that they can material contribute. Like, I've had some people ask us about music or development, and thank you so much for reaching out. It's really kind of you to say, but no, at this point we don't really need anything like that. What we do need is the kind of, the time, the love, the sharing it around with other people to make
Yeah.
sure that this hits the target audience.
Yeah.
Anything from you when it comes to like what you're working on as a part of this final stretch or so?
I think the biggest thing that I'm going to be working on is ensuring that whatever martial rights is in the game in the best way possible, because figuring out the ways to connect all of these stories together is going to be quite a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have to do a lot of testing. We're going to have to do a lot of big data analytics, because it's a big simulation. Things are not very simple. You change one thing and everything else breaks down. You want to make sure that oh wow,
Yeah.
yeah, big can of margins.
It's insane. It's actually insane. I mean, look at booze as well, right? Like, you're still the producer is
Yeah,
at 2 and
you
2,
can you
but some
can
locations
run
are up to
pretty good to the
12.
club.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So we're gonna be taking a look at all of these stuff, and we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna write more stories, and we're gonna play it more. Um, and the biggest thing for me is that again, I want the game to feel good as you're playing it and
Mm-hmm.
going through the stories. We want to drive the players to really try and explore, really when they visit a new region, really be excited about it
Yeah.
and have interesting things to find over there and new people to help and new
Yep.
groups to get engaged with. It should feel, I think, big goals from me is
Yep.
making the city feel more alive.
Yeah,
And that's
definitely.
only going to happen with more testing, more
More
content,
content,
not
more
just by means
content.
of
Yeah.
stories, but really making it feel proper, full.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
That's good. Cool. All right. So I think that from there, we're going to wrap it. So what
Yes.
I'll end on, what I usually end on, is thank you all very much for tuning in. Thank you for those of you who are, trying out our demo. Please give it a shot. The demo is on Steam as well as at itch.io/EvrimZone. You can try it, you can play it. There is content to see there, and if you have any thoughts or questions about it, we have a Discord as well. The links for all of these things will be in the description below. So, yeah. Other than that, subscribe as well to keep up with the next updates as they come along. And I think
Play the
that's everything.
demo.
Play the demo for sure.
Play the demo. Join the
Yeah.
Discord.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So thank you so much, and we'll be closing it out here. Okay,
Bye.
goodbye.